What it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only Ash Said It. AshSaidIt.com, AshSaidIt.com. Welcome back to the Ash Said It Daily podcast show. I appreciate you guys so very much for all your love and support. Over 1,000 episodes in over 47 countries and we hit that mark of over 500,000 streams worldwide. Would not be possible without you guys, without the downloads, the shares, the love, the comments. Everything makes a huge difference. So I appreciate you guys so very much. All right, it's because of that I'm able to talk to, top CEOs, Madam CEO herself, the beautiful Rachel. Yes, the CEO of RachelTravels.com. Hey, Rachel.
Hey, girl. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for having me on the show today.
I appreciate that. So let everyone know, Rachel, where are you from? Where do you represent?
So I am originally from Orlando, Florida, but I am currently representing Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm an official Georgia peach.
Okay, cool. So you're holding the A-Town down with us. Okay. A fellow Georgia peach. All right. Now, as a kid, what was your dream career?
You know what? As a child, I think my dream career at one point, and I thought about this for years, was to be a marine biologist. I know that's like super random, but I am from Florida originally, so I've always loved water and the beach. And so I just really like, fish, and I, grew up with like fish and different things like that. So I wanted to be a marine biologist randomly for a really long time. And I'm not.
Yeah.
So
but you're doing all the stuff that marine biologists can't do. Say it. This is very true. You're doing what they can't do and then some. So, I'd say you surpassed that aspiration, that goal. You definitely well past it.
Well, thank you.
But
I would say one thing that I did do to kind of honor that childhood dream is I became certified as a scuba diver. So that's kind of like how I honored that, marine biologist as a kid dream. So now when I do travel to beautiful tropical places, then I, always go scuba diving and snorkeling so I can still feel like I'm seeing like really cool aquatic marine life under the sea.
Now, you go and visit a lot of locations around the globe that are so luxurious and beautiful and relaxing and carefree and just the ideal vacation spots. But things did not start off on that route. Okay, RachelTravels.com didn't just come from thin air. So, what was the start of this company?
So the start of this company actually was when I was working in corporate America. So like most of us, we have, that path that we're supposed to go down, right? Like you go to school, you do well, you get this really good job, and you stay at your really good job for X amount of years. You meet a nice boy, you get married, and then that's kind of the end of your story, right? And for me, I did all those things. I went to school, I got a great job, and by the time I was about 25, 26, I was making six figures. And so I was living in New York City, I lived in Philadelphia, and I had like beautiful downtown apartments, and all of this on the outside looked really good and amazing. But internally for over a year, I was silently suffering from anxiety disorder and depression. So literally got clinically diagnosed. For a year, I would go to therapy secretly, like on my lunch break every Wednesday. And then I got to a point where I decided this is not the life for me. Like, is this going to be how I define my life, where I'm working and going to therapy and, trying to stay off of antidepressants just so I can function? And so through a lot of like internal dialogue, I decided to leave my very comfortable storybook life and said, you know what, I'm going to take the rest of the year. I'm going to backpack through Asia. I'm going to kind of like reboot and restart. In the meantime, I started Rachel Travels twofold. One, to really kind of talk about my journey of, healing from depression and leaving my good job to recreate the life that I wanted. And then the other side, I wanted to really talk about, my experiences and the conversations that I was having with people, seeing a young, single, Black American woman traveling solo with a book bag on the back of her, strapped to her back, traveling solo through Asia, and those kind of conversations I was having about, politics and being a Black in America and all of these, really interesting conversations. So that's really how the blog started. And then from there, it just kind of became this thing where I'm able to really serve people in a lot of different areas.
Wow. Now, as you were going through this transition and you're building this brand, and you probably didn't have any idea that things were going to blossom the way that they have, what were some of the obstacles that you were facing?
So one of the obstacles that I faced was, like you said, I never really set out to create a brand from, my personal experience. So initially I was creating content, really just kind of answering the questions that people, were emailing me and sending me. So I would say, like, initially some of the challenges were, how is it that I'm going to show up in this marketplace, especially online, where it's, dominated by people that don't look like me. So how will I, create my own lane in this industry? So that was pretty challenging. And then who exactly needs what I want? And then what type of things do they need? So I started analyzing, like, the type of questions I was getting, and then creating products and services for that. And then as that started to grow, then the question, and I'm sure most entrepreneurs deal with this, is, how do I scale? Like, after I've done this, now what? And so I think that's the challenge that I feel like I'm constantly asking myself, like, now what? Now what else can we do? How else can we serve people? So probably the same challenges that most people have is just, like, how can I, serve and then show up and be super authentic doing it, especially in the online space. We know that social media can be a lot of smoke and mirrors. So, how can I keep it real and be authentic, but still help others?
Gotcha. All right, you guys. So we're going to take a brief break, and we will be right back with Miss Lady herself, RachelTravels.com. You spend 1/3 of your life sleeping. Why not make it comfortable with Casper? Ash Brown here from Ash Said It Daily. Casper products are cleverly designed to mimic human curves, providing supportive comfort for all body types. When I'm touring around the world, there's always one important detail missing: my Casper bed. I can't wait to get home for a restful night's sleep. There's nothing like it. The experts at Casper work tirelessly to make a quality sleep surface that cradles your natural geometry in all the right places. The prices are affordable because Casper cuts out the middleman and sells directly to you. They're all designed, developed, and assembled right here in the U.S. Don't forget about Casper's 100-night risk-free Sleep On It trial. Get $50 towards select mattresses by visiting Casper.com/Ash and using Ash, ASH, at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Get your Casper mattress for a restful night. Visit Casper.com/Ash. Promo code ASH. Welcome back to Ash Said It Daily Show. We love you guys so much. We're talking today with RachelTravels.com. Rachel, so we talked about those obstacles, those things that you had to overcome. Now, what would you say has been your biggest lesson?
I think my biggest lesson throughout this entire journey is that you can really recreate the life that you want. And that goes for personal aspects, entrepreneurial aspects, even when I talked about some of those challenges, like you're experiencing these challenges, how do you create something different? And what can you do to really tap in? And it's like an internal thing, right? Like it's not just all on the outside. Like internally, how can you go a little bit deeper and get a little bit more creative to create something different or to create something brand new? So that's probably been my greatest journey, is just really harnessing my own power to create the things that I want.
If you could pick one moment, and it could have been from the start of the company, from inception till now, What would you say has been your proudest moment?
I would say one of my, and I think maybe it's not like one particular moment, but I
Right.
think it's when I finally realized that my brand was on such a level where people um, was recognizing me, but less about like the notoriety, but just the messages that I get about like, I was really intimidated to, travel by myself. Or I've never traveled before because I just thought it wasn't for me. I wasn't interested. I never thought about it. And
Mm-hmm.
just seeing your platform and just seeing you, in these places that I didn't even know existed, has really inspired me to travel. And look, I booked my first trip here, and then people send me
Mm-hmm.
screenshots of like their flight itinerary. So that is like probably the pivotal moment, or like when I finally kind of got the light bulb, like, okay, I got to keep going because people are paying attention, and I really am influencing them to, make the decision to travel and to not travel just to flex online, but, to meet new people and make new connections, to expand yourself just through these really new and different experiences.
Mm. What would you say is next for RachelTravels.com?
I would say what's next for me is now I've pivoted a little bit in a direction where I am building up other influencers.
Mm.
So I'm really big on, especially as Black Americans and Black travelers, we don't have as much of the share in the marketplace in the
Mm.
travel industry as we should. And so my mission now is to build up other people of color who desire to be influencers in their particular lane. So a lot of my clients, they're, maybe have families, or maybe a single mom, or a bit older. And so I can't necessarily talk to a single mother because I am not a mother yet,
Right.
or I'm not in like the 40 of 50 of age bracket. So I don't have those same type of concerns or questions. So how can I like help other people who have very specific audiences position themselves in such a way that they get to work with brands now and they get to monetize their influence. Another thing that I'm doing is curating experiences now. So that's been really fun and interesting to do. And then, of course, it's helping people, learn how to travel the world and not spend up, all your savings or give up less kidney to do it. So I would say that's, where I'm pivoting now.
Gotcha. Rachel, where can people get more information on you? What's next for you, events
Yes.
wise?
So if you want to follow me, hang out with me, shoot me a message, you can find me at www.racheltravels.com. And I hang out a lot on Instagram. So at Rachel Travels. And of course, my Facebook fan page is another place that you can reach me. I love interacting with people. So I do all of my engagement personally. So if you DM me, I'll always respond. So yeah, and if you are interested in either learning how to travel like a boss or even learning how to become an influencer, have tons of free resources on my website. So just go over to racheltravels.com and you'll see, the information pop up all over the place.
Amazing. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us today, dropping that knowledge on
Thank
us.
you so much for having me.
We appreciate that, and I see much more success for you 2018 and beyond. So keep that light shining bright, girl. You doing it. We're proud of you. And
Thank you, Queen.
keep
I
on doing it.
appreciate it.
Appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you guys for downloading this show. I appreciate you guys so very much. Keep in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face and tell them, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for. We're doing this for the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.